Thank you, Buster. All right, now to do a programming of your Twistotronic, you're going to need a basic setup for programming. And that includes your Twistotronic and transmitter, a laptop computer of some kind, and a PA system so you can hear your computer playing back the tracks as you program. So the transmitter has two different modes on it. One is live mode, like I'm doing now.
That's right!
And it has a switch on the bottom. The switch is right here next to the jack. Both of them are kind of disguised in the design of the label that's on the box. And there's two positions for the switch. Record toward is how we remember it, or play away. And play away is for the playback of the animatronics. Record toward is the same as what we're going to be doing for recording or live operation like this. So we want to have it in the record toward position. Now to do the recording, you're going to need a free piece of software that you can download from the internet called Audacity by SoundForge. For playback, you can use any MP3 playback program such as Media Player, iTunes, or one that I prefer called OpenOffice Impress. It's presentation software, and it allows you to see on the screen what the name of the track is that's coming next. Now this is Audacity, and it's what we're going to use to program to capture the recording of our movements, of our data. Now you can also record your voice, sound effects, and music in software programs such as Audacity itself. You need to know already how to do that. We're not going to cover that. So if you don't know how to do a quality recording, then find somebody that does know and work with them on it. You're going to want a quality voice, quality music, and quality sound effects all mixed together into a track, your audio track. Now to program, you need something to listen to make the movements for. And this is a little track that I've already loaded here of the song Twist and Shout. Just a little piece of it. So that's what we're going to be using for our demonstration today. Now there's some equipment you're going to need to do the programming, and one is a stereo splitter. It's an 1/8 inch stereo to mono splitter. And this little unit will take the stereo and break up the left and the right channels, which will be really handy for both recording and for playback. And to begin our process of recording, we have the box set up in the record toward position. We're going to take a mono cable, that is mono to mono, 1/8 inch, and we're going to plug one end of it into the programming jack on the transmitter. The other side of this is going into the microphone jack on the computer here. Okay? That sound is the data, and you don't want to hear that when you're recording. So we're going to put the splitter in the headphone jack right now. Okay, so the data that was coming from the transmitter, even though you weren't programming yet, is always sending out from the transmitter to hold the position of the balloons. So that data was coming through the cable, going into the microphone jack, and we put the headphone jack in so that it silenced the speakers that are on my netbook here. Now what we're creating here is called a magic track, and the end result will be an MP3 mixed with the data on the left channel and the audio on the right channel. That way when we play it back, only the right channel will be going to the PA system so you can hear it. You can hear the audio program. The left channel, the data is only being sent to the transmitter so that the character will move from that. And you don't want the audience to hear the data. So what we need to do in Audacity is mix it with the tools here. We're going to balance or pan the audio from center which is both left and right, over to right. So now our twist and shout music is going to come out of our PA. So in order to hear the track on our PA system, I have to plug a cable from the PA, and I'm going to use a mono 1/8" cable, and I'm going to plug that into our splitter. Now it goes into the right channel of the splitter. I've mixed the track to the right side, so now I should be able to hear it. I'll push the space bar to start the playing of the track. So that's the Twist and Shout song coming across our PA system, mixed to the right side. And our data is going to be recorded onto the left side. Okay, now, in order to record the data, we've got our box already plugged in to our programming jack. The switch is record toward, and it's going into the microphone jack, as we talked about, on the laptop. So any movement is going to be transmitted to the character and also captured by the computer when we're in the record mode on the computer. Now in Audacity, there's a big red record button right here at the top. If you click that, you'll begin to see a new track develop, and you're going to see a band of, it's actually audio coming in. It's that buzz that you heard earlier. That's our data that's being recorded, and it's recording the movements that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and record, and as soon as I'm going to start moving as soon as I can so that it's got some motion in it, and we'll trim it later. But I'm going to record now, and just watch me program live here with the clown and the data stream coming in. Okay, you can see the data there already. And there you have it. Now I'll stop it. So now I have the audio track here that we listened to and the new data track that was recorded. Now one thing I should tell you is that the data recording level is important, and that needs to be at a -12. And up here is your VU meters, or your level meters. And if you click in the left track up here, you can see our data, which is still plugged into the mic jack, and it's at a -12, right where it should be. If you need to go higher or lower to adjust your data level, come over here to the microphone volume control, and there's a slider right here that you can use to increase or decrease the recording level. Now just to play back the audio portion of this, if I play it back right now, you're going to hear the data and you're going to hear the music together. And that's because we haven't shifted the data yet to the left side. I'll just play that for you as a demonstration. The data. And there's our music coming in. So we don't want to hear that ever. So the left channel is dedicated to our data, and this is our data track. We need to balance, just like we did the audio to the right, we need to balance the data or pan it to the left, like that. Now, when you listen to playback, you don't hear the data, you only hear the audio. You only hear the audio because the splitter has an audio jack coming out of just the right channel, going to the PA system. Now to play back the track and watch the clown animate, what we need to do is to switch this from record toward to play away. I like to use a jack here to switch the switch over, and now it's in the play away position. And we're going to just set that down. Now one thing to know, for playing back your animatronic, you don't handle this at all. In fact, it shouldn't even be seen. So it's not the same psychology as holding it during the live mode where you're actually using it. This is simply transmitting it to the clown. The other thing we need to do here is to unplug the cord that's coming from the transmitter going into the mic jack. We need to take that out, and we need to put that into the left side of our splitter, which is coming out of the headphone jack. That is so the data will play out of the left side only and go over here to the transmitter, and the audio will go over here to the PA system on playback. And it's doing that, remember, because we balanced left and right in our software. So now when I play it back, we should see our clown move. And just to recap, it's because the left data is balanced left and is coming out of the left channel into the transmitter. The audio is panned right, so it's coming out of the right side of the splitter and going to the PA system so you can hear it and your audience can hear it. So let's watch the magic happen. So he's starting to move already. Look, Ma, no hands. Yay! Good job, buddy. So that's how to program and to play back your magic track. Now, you need to export this as an MP3 and give it a name, and that's all there is to it. It'll come out as a stereo file, and you can trim the ends so that they're the same, and if you wanted that to end right at the end of the music, instead of the way I moved his head around again, you could trim this right up to the end of the music, or you could trim it later when he stopped moving. So let's just, for the fun of it, trim both of these tracks right into the center here. Now to trim the ends, you just use this tool right here, which is a trim tool. It's called the selection tool. And you come in here on your first track, and we're going to click, which will make a line there, and then we'll drag down to the second half, to the second track, and then we'll pull over to the right, which will select all of the garbage that we don't want. So let's just say we're going to start there and pull to the right. Now you've got the selection, and just hit delete on the keyboard. Now it's trimmed on the end of the track together, real clean. And on the right side, this is assuming that you liked the beginning of the track. And here's the beginning of our track, and so we're going to start just a little bit ahead of the music because I was moving them around. I liked that, but we don't want to use the very beginning start, let's just say. So come down here, select that direction, both tracks, delete, which trims it. So now we've got the beginning and the end trimmed just like we want it. I'm just going to go File, Export, which will take both of those tracks together and mix them. And I'm going to say, mix it into Balloon Twist Magic Track, or MT. I'm saving this as an MP3. While I'm saving that, I'll explain that Audacity has a plug-in for saving your tracks as MP3s. You could save them as a WAV file or an MP3 file, but to play them in a playlist like on an iPod or something, you would want to be able to save it as an MP3. So when you export, you'll need, the first time you export, it'll tell you that you need to get this plug-in, and you'll go get the LAME plug-in, it's called LAME, and install it into Audacity and export your MP3. So now you have the complete procedure on how to record and play back your magic track that you did with your own hands using the live transmitter. And I think that is pretty darn cool. Okay, now when you're on stage performing with your Twist and Talk, it's completely wireless, as you can see. It's got a rechargeable battery in the base, and this character can be just sat down anywhere performing. You just need a small remote control to trigger your device on. Now you're not actually triggering this on, you're triggering your system. And this system is what's backstage. Now over here we have my computer that I have set up with Impress, and I can press my transmitter and play that. They also make little remote control systems like this for the iPod, and that one of those is called an iJet, and that plugs into your iPod device. In this case, the transmitter down here is held in my hand and the receiver is plugged into the USB of the laptop. So this little device right here is sold with this, and this is a little key span. So now I'm on stage with the character. This is completely wireless, and all I have with me is a hidden remote control device that's going to start my laptop or my iPod, whatever I want it to control. And it could be in my pocket, it could be in my hand hidden, or it could be on a table behind a prop. And all I have to do is push it like this. All right, back to you, Buster.
Well, kids, I think we've covered just about everything. I've shown you a fun and versatile head design you can use for this fun little guy. David Brennan also has a video with a head design for the Twist and Talk, as well as the Twistotronic and a different body style. Let's see, we covered how to program him, how to work the handheld version of him with the transmitter. Oh, also, when you come up with your own head designs, because why stay with just what David and I have, you can also use these mouth plates. Open up, I gotta show them this. These mouth plates strap on right inside there, so you can make larger mouths. Mouths? That's a good word, sure, why not? Yeah. Make a wider mouth, make a longer mouth, or a slightly shorter, wider mouth. All sorts of different variations. Get creative, have fun with it, and most importantly, entertain people, because that's what we're here for.
That's right.
Did I miss anything?
You didn't.
All right.
I'm here to entertain too.
Good man. Bye, guys.